people of the world, it is Wednesday. That means it's comic book day. Let me show you what I got. First up is X-Men Blue, issue number 3. Bastion is back. Remember Bastion? He was that weird amalgamation of both Nimrod and Master Mold, but he was also something separate altogether. And even though usually he's trying to exterminate mutant kind, this time he's trying to help them. But not really, because he's still a villain. He has another ulterior motive altogether. Wonder Woman, issue number 22. Godwatch, part 4. I love Greg Rucka and how he's writing this series, but the Godwatch series I'm really bored with. But the story itself is still an interesting read, and it is pretty darn awesome to see Wonder Woman totally cut loose. Well, not exactly cut loose, because there's not a lot of action that takes place in this issue, but at least we have Diana being herself, where her mind isn't being played with, like in the other storyline called The Truth. Superwoman, issue number 10. Rediscovery, part 1. Superwoman has lost her abilities, or at least that's what we think. Turns out they're doing a whole greatest American hero thing, where the suit that she's wearing can somehow interact with her biology and replicate the superpowers that she once had. Which is an interesting way of doing this. I was curious as to whether or not she was going to be getting a super suit like Steel's, or whether or not she was going to develop her own abilities. This is somewhat like a mixture of both of them. Next up is Supergirl, issue number 9, Escape from the Phantom Zone, part 1. This is a very cute issue because we have a team up with Batgirl and Supergirl, and they kind of sort of take on a time-displaced Magog. But the whole storyline, Escape from the Phantom Zone, that really comes into play more at the end of this issue. Star Wars, The Screaming Citadel, issue number 1. Luke Skywalker is teaming up with the sometimes evil, sometimes good Doctor Aphra. She has an artifact that has the archived personality of a former Jedi called Rue, and they have to go see the Queen of Cathatin, which I have absolutely no clue whether or not I'm pronouncing that right, but regardless though, she's some sort of intergalactic vampire, and she has a taste for Jedi, so we can pretty much guess that Luke is going to be in a little bit of danger. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corp, issue number 20. The Green Lantern Corp and the Sinestro Corps are pretty much getting their asses handed to them by Sarko, and the Corps has to make a huge sacrifice in order to survive. Oh yeah, Rip Hunter's also helping the Corps out too, because he has a completely different prediction about what is going to be happening with the Corps working together and what's happening with Sarko. Action Comics issue 979, Revenge, part 1. This is a great issue because we have a lot of different Superman villains all working together, and I'm personally really happy to see Cyborg Superman come back, working together with Eradicator and Mongol, although Mongol did have to be put in his place first. I'm really hoping that Superman is going to have to team up with some other super people out there in order to take these guys down. I know it probably won't happen for some time, but I really want Connell Superboy to come back and to help team up with. Finally, I got Titans issue number 11, The Lazarus Contract, part 1. This is the first part of the Titans teaming up with the Teen Titans to take on Deathstroke. Deathstroke is going through his normal parental issues where his son Grant, Ravager, died, and he wants to do the whole timey-wimey thing with Wally West to go into the past to save him. But now there are 2 Wally Wests that exist, so that's a huge story step. But those are my comic books from this week. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you got. And with that, I'll join you guys in another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. I've been avoiding the Teen Titans series for some other reasons, but it looks like I am going to have to read it just to continue on this crossover story.